The cancelled passenger ferry, the Ocean Flower 2, has arrived in Trinidad. News of the Ocean Flower 2's arrival started on social media, and by 11 o'clock this morning, Opposition MP Rushton Parry made the announcement that it was here. He did this during a meeting of the Joint Select Committee, which is being held to discuss the inter-island ferry issues. Sherilyn Lewis reports.
Murmurs about the Ocean Flower 2 passenger ferry started Wednesday morning on social media. Mobile ship trapping app had the Ocean Flower 2 heading to Chaguaramas. It was MP for Mayor Rushton Parry who serves as vice chair of the Joint Select Committee to inquire into the state of the ferry service in Trinidad and Tobago, who revealed the ferry was here.
Perhaps from my information, you may not have to wait too long because I understand the Ocean Flower is docked in Chaguaramas as we speak. So you may be having a solution very, very soon to deal with it.
Photos and videos of the ferry followed online, but CNews contacted Minister of Works and Transport Rohan Sinanan. He stated he could not confirm or deny if the vessel was docked in Chaguaramas, but he did say if it is here, it has nothing to do with the Port Authority or the government. In August, the contract for the Ocean Flower 2 passenger ferry was cancelled due to a delay in the arrival of the vessel, despite an extension by the Port Authority of Trinidad and Tobago. The Ocean Flower 2 was supposed to help salvage Trinidad and Tobago's dysfunctional inter-island ferry service. Since the cancellation of the ferry, the lease operator Bridgemans defended its reputation and said if it did not agree that the cancellation of the contract is valid. The Canadian firm, which also has the contract for the Cabo Star cargo vessel, said it's considering its options and how to move forward. Last week, Minister Sinanan said that tenders were out for the acquisition of a new passenger ferry in light of the cancellation of the contract for the Ocean Flower 2. Sherilyn Lewis, CNews.
Well, this evening, the Ministry of Works and Transport responded to the issue, saying that it is cognizant of the presence of the Ocean Flower 2 passenger vessel in the waters of Trinidad and Tobago, but that its presence is related to a dry docking exercise being undertaken by its owner. The ministry reiterated the presence of the vessel in TNT is not related to the terminated contract between the ministry and the owner of the vessel. As to the comments being made regarding the standby letter of credit, which was signed by the Port Authority of Trinidad and Tobago as part of the previous contractual agreement with the Bridgman Services Group for the charter of the Ocean Flower 2, the ministry is assuring the public that such letter of credit cannot be drawn down by Bridgman Services Group as a result of the termination of this contract by the ministry. It said the letter of credit will come to an end in September 2018 and that the interests of the public are not in any way exposed or compromised. A member of the Joint Select Committee examining the inter-island ferry service, Wade Mark, today produced a letter from Ken Shipping and Marine Services Limited advising of the arrival of the Ocean Flower 2 to Trinidad. Mr. Mark said the letter was dated September 8th to the officer in charge of Immigration Boarding Station in Port of Spain.
It reads, "Dear Sir, Madam, notice of arrival, MV Ocean Flower 2. We, Ken Shipping and Marine Services Limited, agents for the subject vessel, wish to advise that MV Ocean Flower 2 is expected to arrive in Trinidad and Tobago on the 12th of September 2017.
Mr. Mark further revealed that Ken Shipping asked for roomage, that is a space for accommodation for the Ocean Flower 2 and its crew of 13 once the dry docking is completed.
The vessel is arriving in Chaguaramas for dry docking. The boarding representatives for the agency is Mr. Sheldon Poonsami, that will be boarding and entering the vessel into Chaguaramas. Your kind services therefore requested to board and clear in this vessel into Trinidad and Tobago for repairs.
Well, former head of the Public Service, Reginald Dumas, in response to the revelation from JSC member Wade Mark, said it's not unusual for a vessel to request dry docking in Trinidad. He said he's been monitoring the movement of the Ocean Flower 2 from the time it left Korea.
It then went to Alaska, because I was following it, as you can on the website. You know, there are a number of these websites that you can follow the movement of boats. It went to Alaska, to a couple of places in Alaska, actually. Then it went to Mexico, where it spent a little time. Then it got to Panama. Then it got to Curacao. The poor boat is tired. It needs to be dry docked.
Mr. Dumas, however, speculated that there could be another reason the Ocean Flower 2 is in Trinidad, and it has to do with the legal ramifications of the irrevocable letter of credit granted to Bridgman Services Company Limited.
Letter of credit has legal force, despite what was announced about the cancellation, and that the legal implications, coupled with the fact that you have only one limping ferry at the moment, might have caused a change of heart on the part of those responsible, and that we will be seeing the Ocean Flower operating between Trinidad and Tobago in the not too distant future.